Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Paula and I'm a visual artist based in Dublin in Ireland. And I make and create and paint abstract landscape paintings. And everything is quite slow and quiet at the moment in the studio because we're in between that Christmas and New Year stage where it's Twixmas, I guess, and there's not a lot going on. We've spent time with family and friends, and now we're at the in-between stage of, you're just confused about days and times and all that kind of stuff. I even poured milk into my water jug earlier on for painting. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But I've been thinking a lot the last few weeks about New Year's resolutions, which I don't do anymore because they just don't work for me and I always give up on them. But what I do, and I've been thinking about this even more, is setting intentions and also choosing a word for the year. Let me see if I have that jar around somewhere. So what I did was I wrote out all of the intentions that I wanted for this next year and I put them in a jar. Now, if you're into woo-woo, you're going to like that. And if you're not, you're going to think I'm nuts. But either way, this is what I do. So I get an old jam jar and I wrote all of my different intentions in there. And each night I go out under the stars and I take one of these out and I just give it up and I just put a little prayer out into the universe, into spirit, God, whatever you want to call it. And I say a little prayer and I burn one of them and I don't look at what it is beforehand. And they're kind of my intention settings of things that I want to achieve over this next year. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through some of the other things that I put into place. And choosing a word has been really quite transformative for me and my art business over the last couple of years because it makes me feel like I really need to put goals and set those intentions in place to move me forward. It's not just put it out there and leave it and hope that it happens. No, there's a lot of working and making it come about, if that makes sense. So stick with me and I'll talk you through a little bit more about what exactly I do. First, why are intentions so powerful? Well, unlike resolutions, which often focus on like very rigid goals or really unrealistic expectations, intentions are about setting the tone for how you want to show up in your life and business. And when you set an intention, what you're really saying is, this is what I really value and this is what matters to me. And with those two combined, this is the energy that I want to bring to whatever I'm going to be doing and to bring to my work or to my, my personal life. For example, if you say you intend to focus on growth this year, that doesn't mean you need to grow your Instagram followers overnight or double your sales in a month. Instead, it's really about nurturing growth in every part of your business, improving your skills, connecting with your audience, or expanding your reach one small step at a time, focusing on the things that matter most and the things that you value the most. Intentions are about really creating clarity and momentum without the pressure of perfection and without those unrealistic expectations that resolutions often have. Oh, another thing that I mentioned is choosing a word for the year. And a word of the year, for me, it's like a mantra or it's like a compass. It helps me be guided through the ups and the downs of my own art journey, my own business, my own art practice, and also my personal life as well. And it's a single word that I have used the last few years that captures the intention that I want to bring forward throughout that year and help stay focused on what truly matters. This year, my word was magnetic, and the previous year, my word was expansion. And when I was faltering, they were the words that kept bringing me back to that compass idea of them being grounding. They're about my value. They're about what matters to me. And it's kind of centered me in and guided me through what was important for me in my practice. As you reflect on this past year, these are the things that I want you to think about in choosing your word. Ask yourself what has worked and what didn't work and what do I need to leave behind. And then visualize the year ahead. What do you want to feel in your art business? Is it confidence? Is it freedom? Is it connection? Lastly, choose a word that really inspires you. So pick a word that deeply resonates. For example, you could pick a word like focus if you want to spend more time honing your craft and gaining more skills on that. Expand would be a great word if you want to grow your audience or explore new opportunities. Or maybe joy if you want to reconnect with the fun of creating and it not to be so serious, or you're just getting back into your creativity, whether it be painting or sculpture or flower arranging, whatever it might be. And this year, my word for the year, and I heard somebody talk about this and it really made me think that's the word, and I connected with it. And this is the word that I'm using. My word for this year is build. And I loved that because for me that's really an action word, and it's something that's going to help give me momentum. And so it could go into all of the different avenues and the different areas that I'm looking to build upon within my art practice and within my art business, and be that growing and building a community, or building a YouTube channel, or building more clients who buy from me, building my website. It has so many layers to it, and I just loved that because it really helps me feel like there was action in there, and it would help me take steps forwards in my art business. And I would say once you've chosen your word, it's really time to align it with your goals. And here's how you do that in your art business. I would say break it down into action steps. If your word is, say, for instance, visibility, think about specific ways to show your art to more people. Maybe it's creating a consistent posting schedule on Instagram, or reaching out to local galleries or markets where you can showcase your own work. If your word is something like connection, focusing on engaging with your audience through meaningful conversations or collaborations. Use your word as a filter for decisions. So when new opportunities or challenges come up, ask yourself, does this align with the word that I've given myself for the year? If your word is simplify, you might decide to say no to overwhelming projects that don't deserve your bigger vision. Infuse your word into your daily practice is another thing that I do, and write it down in your planner. Put it on a sticky note by your workspace, or even create a small work inspired by your words. Like, how amazing is that to be, for that intentionality of your word to actually be imbued in your art as well? Let it be a constant reminder of your intention. As artists, our work is deeply personal, and running a business can feel overwhelming at times. Setting intentions and choosing a word of the year gives you a sense of direction and purpose. It helps you stay motivated even when things get tough. For example, when I face challenges, whether it's a slow month for sales or feeling uninspired, it happens to us all. It's been so helpful for me to come back to my word. It reminds me of why I started this journey and where I want to go. And the beauty of this practice is that it's flexible. It's so simple and easy, and your words and your intentions will evolve as you grow, and that is okay. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What are your intentions for the year? Have you chosen a word to guide you through your art business? Share in the comments below. Let's inspire each other, and I'd love to know more.
Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and like. I will be sharing more of these tips and strategies to help you build your own art business. And as I continue to build mine, I'd love to have you along this journey. I really appreciate you being here, and here's to a beautifully creative and joy-filled, intentional year ahead. Take care, creatives. Bye.